the channel and to our Decades Legacy Challenge. If you are not part of the Raven family but want to be part of the Raven family, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that it does notify you when new episodes go live on the channel. We are picking right back up where we left off, and as you can see, Gemma is very, very pregnant. It was Booker and Joseph's birthday in the last episode, and they had just aged up into teenagers. Everyone is just having themselves a little bit of cake and tending to their needs and enjoying a little bit of this honey cake. Booker and Joseph are just doing a little bit of homework, and as you can see, Liam here is just trying to help them and do a little bit of mentoring, which we absolutely love. Gemma here is just kind of picking up around the house with the children and tending to a little bit of her needs, and you know, she is doing what she can while she is as pregnant as she is. I am kind of hoping that this is going to be the last child that we have. I don't know if it will be, but I am kind of hoping that it will be because we have a large family. Oh, Liam is kind of having it out a little bit here with Booker, it looks like, but you know, they are not maybe getting on quite so well over this homework assignment, but that's okay. Gemma is just, like I said, cleaning up here, hard at work, doing the best that she can to try to pick up after the kids, and she is like off, and everyone seems to be doing pretty well on this Thursday morning. It is, as we know, no longer the depression. Everyone is doing pretty well. The kids are in school and back to their studies, and things are going right back on track. As we know, Liam is back to work, so he will be getting himself back to work really, really soon. That being said, I think he is probably on family leave just for the simple fact that she is very, very close to having this baby. We are in our second trimester currently. She is on the tail end of that second trimester, heading straight into the third trimester, and so hopefully by tomorrow, which is going to be 1934, we will be having this baby. And we'll be finding out what the gender is and all of that when we have the baby. Because as we know, we don't get to find out what we're having because it is only 1934 and they just didn't have the science to do that back then. So it does look like Booker and Joseph have finished their homework, which we love. And they are now just going to go ahead and deal with a little bit of their needs. And as you can see, Booker here is feeling really, really tense from having to deal with his dad and with his homework. And it seems like maybe he and Liam might be just butting heads just a little bit. Yeah, so Liam is definitely on family leave, it looks like. So that is going to take some time away from him going back to work as soon as maybe he had hoped he was going to be able to do. We know he wanted to get back to work, but you know, taking family leave is important so that he can help Gemma with the new baby. Things are going to be a little bit stressful in the beginning because it has been quite some time since they've had a little one in the house. I mean, all of their kids are starting to age up into teenagers. Tomorrow, our girls, Lindsey and Norma, will be aging up into teenagers as well. And so, I mean, all of their kids are growing up and getting to the place where they're all very self-sufficient, and now they are starting over with a brand new baby. So that isn't going to be really all that easy on Gemma either. Pretty much starting over again. But we are just going to get everyone out here working together to harvest these plants and tend to the bees and things of that nature. Obviously, they're going to go ahead and take care of the chicken coop and get the house chores done. We did not go ahead and get ourselves another gardener. As I said in the last episode, we're going to let them tend to these things for a little while. I think it just makes more sense to save some money to let the family do it. We have enough teenagers around here now that they can do these things before and or after school as chores, and I think it's also you know, a situation where they can kind of bond together. I mean, Joseph's out here helping with these chores right now. Lindsey is super excited to turn in her dolphin poster illustration photos. Fun facts, it has it all, but all the kids are crowding around another kid's poster, which shimmers with silvery detail. Okay, we're going to let her turn hers in on time anyway. even though, you know, it's probably not what someone else has done. I think her quality is going to be okay. And so, oh shit. The bees have attacked both Gemma and Liam at the same time. Our bees are freaking hostile, guys. They are just freaking hostile. I don't know if our bees are ever going to like us. This is our second generation of the bees hating us. Maybe by Gen 10, our bees might like us. Maybe. Probably not. But we are just going to let our family go ahead and get their, you know, needs up, whatever they need to do. I'm going to have Gemma come over here and deal with a little bit of this laundry because it is in rough shape as well. We've got some stuff in the wash basins here that need to be tended to. So the things that she can do, we'll go ahead obviously and let her do. I mean, not saying that she can't do things because she's pregnant. She clearly can. It's just that she's quite large. And so I do like to have Liam come over and help out as much as he can, just to kind of help her out. You know, she's round. She's round. She has to eat a lot. She has to pee a lot. She gets backaches from the baby, and Liam doesn't have these issues. So I do have Liam help out as much as possible. And to be completely honest, we know that Liam really, really likes a clean house and he enjoys cleaning up. And so honestly, it makes him, as you can see, inspired when he does so. So he really doesn't mind helping out. And so when he gets the chance to help, then I allow him to do so. It helps her. It helps him. It's a win-win situation. She's just in here talking to Booker a little bit. He has been tense all morning, and so now he's feeling a little bit inspired after talking to his mom, which we love to see because, you know, I don't necessarily like it when all of the teenagers are tense. I find that when they are feeling those emotions and things like that, that sends them into phases and things like that. And to be honest, if we have a bunch of teens in our house and they all decide they want to go through phases at the same time, I think that's going to be a bloody nightmare. But it does look like it says that Edmund here is going into having good manners, which bonus for us. Anytime our kids are getting their manners or responsibilities and things up, I love that. So that's great. Okay, and once again, you know, as soon as Gemma walked away from Booker instantly got angry again. So, I mean, I don't know really what's going on with that kid, but obviously he is struggling with his emotions right now and he's on edge. So, I don't know kind of what his deal is. We're going to have to keep an eye on Booker because his emotions are kind of all over the place. And so maybe he kind of is just got himself a bit of a short fuse, but we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. So now that the laundry's been done, we'll just go ahead and have Liam check on the chickens here, make sure everything is good, and make sure all of the chores are tended to, and it does look like they are. His needs are in great shape, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get him over here to go ahead and finish up on this painting that he had started, and that will get us a little bit more funds in the house as well, which will be perfect. I mean, he does have his job again, but he might as well do some art, you know, any little bit counts. We currently do have 11,000 simoleons in the house, so we're not really struggling for money, but I mean, who's going to turn down their nose at some simoleons? Surely not us, not with a family this big. So we're just going to let Booker go and deal with whatever it is that Booker wants to do. He is now feeling a little bit playful, but he does need some fun in his life. I hope he's not going to go and put any mischievous things on the toilet. No, he's going to fix it. Okay, that is great. Thank you so much for repairing this toilet, Booker. We really, really appreciate that. So we are just going to check on Gemma. Gemma's taking herself a little bit of a nap. So see, that's what I mean. Like, she does a couple of things and then she instantly needs to go take a nap. She is well into her pregnancy and things just really take it out of her now. And Joseph has just come up here to check on his brother, and he's like, you know, this is making a mess everywhere. And he's like, I realize that, Joseph. Don't you see that I'm trying to repair it? And he's like, yeah, I understand that, but could you repair it faster? Because it's kind of flooding the entire bathroom. And he's like, well, don't just stand there talking about it flooding the bathroom. Go ahead and get your mop out and help me out here. You mop and I'll fix. And he's like, there's no sense in me mopping it up while it's still making a mess, Booker. Like, it needs to be fixed first. So they're just going on like twin brothers do. The poor dears. So he has gone ahead and painted a painting. If this painting is any indication of the baby that's on its way, I think we might be having ourselves a girl. I don't know that that's the case, but I like to think so. So I am just going to go ahead and get Liam over here to read himself a book. I do think he needs to do a little bit of reading for his aspirations still, so we'll get him over there to read some. And as you can see, these boys will be boys, and they are just playing some pranks on one another. But I think that you guys need to go ahead and get this bathroom cleaned up before your father sees it. So let's go ahead and get busy on that. So they're just going to clean up this messy bathroom, and that will be perfect, because we know that if Liam were to come up right now and see it in the shambles that it is in, he would have a meltdown. He does not do messes, and we know that. Gemma is just in a mood feeling like she wants to go ahead and play her banjo, and she has, guys, gone ahead and entered in officially to her 3rd trimester of her pregnancy and could go into labor at any time. That being said, she has just entered in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy, so we know she's not going to actually go into labor for a little bit of time. So I expect her to probably not go into labor until sometime tomorrow, which means this baby is going to be coming in 1934 officially, which is lovely. I mean, I kind of, would love for her to just kind of go into labor right now, but that's just me being impatient. She probably wants that too, because she's been carrying this baby for forever, but Gemma, it's just not going to work out that way, dear. It's just not going to work out that way. So it looks like this baby is actually going to be born on her twin sister's birthday. So we're going to end up having 2 birthdays and a birth all in the same go. So that is very exciting for us. And now we are just going to go ahead and let her come in here and love on her husband here. We're going to let them spend a little bit of time together. They, do love one another quite deeply. He's just reading, but, once they're done reading, we'll let them have a little bit of time together. These boys are just really, really close. I think all twins really are really close, but the boys here are very close to one another. And it looks like Lindsey's grades are up, which we love to see. So good on you, Lindsey. Now that being said, I did want to say Lindsey is our heir for our next generation. So she is going to be the heir for Gen 3. And that is because I wanted us to have a girl heir. So Lindsey is our firstborn girl, so she is going to be our heir for Gen 3 for our O'Hara family. So we will be seeing a lot more of Lindsey moving forward. And I am really excited to follow Lindsey's life and see her as she moves forward in this story. So we will be seeing a lot more of her, obviously, as we move forward with this decade's legacy. But I did decide that our next generation will be following Lindsey. So I do hope that you guys are excited about that as I am, and that you guys will be excited to see her when she grows up into a teenager. I can't wait to see what she's going to look like when she finally ages up into a teenager as well. And knowing that she's going to be the heir, I'm even more excited about seeing her age up into a teenager. It is now getting a little bit late in the afternoon, and as you can see, our boys are feeling a little bit tired, and the girls have come home from school. They do need to do a little bit of their homework and probably are getting a little bit, oh my goodness, Gemma has walked in on poor Norma while she's in the bathtub, which is probably not ideal, and now Norma has feeling like she's been violated, which, I can understand her feeling that way. All right, Gemma, why don't you come on down here, since you clearly have nothing to do other than walk in on people, and deal with this laundry that needs to be put away, and then we'll hang up some more. Good grief. She's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know anyone was in there. Well, you didn't even have to go to the washroom, so I don't even know why you went in there. The poor dear. Norma, not Gemma. So she's just going to go ahead and put those clothes away and hang up some more on the line so that they can dry, because obviously these clothes were washed by Liam for her. So that is wonderful. And we'll just let these dry on the line as well. It is a lovely sunny fall day today, so hopefully the clothes will dry pretty quickly. And that is perfect for everyone. We'll have us some nice, dry, clean clothes for everyone to wear. And then she is like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go on in here and just clean up and wash up my hands and get myself a little bit of water, get some dishes cleaned, and, just clean up around everything. It looks like he finished up this painting, so we will go ahead and sell that. So we'll have a little bit of extra funds, which we also love. This is turning out to be a lovely day. It is coming up on the 6 o'clock hour, and so now that it is getting later in the evening, we are going to make sure everyone has done their homework, and if they have, then they will get their food in their belly, and then they will need to go ahead and head themselves off, getting ready for bed soon. And once they get themselves off to bed, then obviously we will see you in the morning. But they've probably had themselves a really, really long day. The boys are done with their homework. So when they finally get to go to school, I believe they won't go tomorrow, but they would go the next day. And look at her, just playing dolls here by herself. See, I do think that she misses having little ones around. She likes to imagine playing dolls. And all of her kids are getting older, and so they don't want to play dolls with her anymore, but she, I think, misses it. Look at all the stuff that they have harvested to sell. So we do have a lot of things that we can sell, which is lovely. Obviously we're still getting funds coming into the house, but I think Liam is still thinking it's just not enough. And with the family this big, he's like, our garden is not big enough to sustain our household and the people in it, and I need to get back to work. And she's like, well, honey, you are getting back to work. You're just on family leave. Calm down. So she's just going to grab herself a glass of juice here, and then she's going to go to the washroom and head herself off to bed. It is getting a little bit late, and everyone is going to get themselves ready for bed here. And then I will see you guys in the morning. It is bright and early, about 12:30 in the morning, and as you can see, Gemma is up. She is in her 3rd trimester of her pregnancy, and she is just going to grab herself a bite to eat. She is quite famished this morning, so she is just going to go ahead and get something in her stomach. So she's opting to go ahead and eat really, really early. Liam is just dealing with painting a little bit, and it looks like Booker likes fitness. We are going to let him do that for sure. When he is done doing that, we will just let him deal with some of his needs, because he is in a rough way. He needs to come down and get himself something to eat, as does Joseph. Most of the children need to deal with their needs. They have some bladder issues and some hunger issues, and when they are done doing their needs, we'll just let them kind of deal with whatever they want to do. Today is 1934, which is a holiday, so nobody is going to be going to school today, which is perfectly fine. As we know, it is the girl's birthday today, so they would be wanting to spend the day home from school anyway, so that they can go ahead and age up. We are just going to go ahead and have Gemma here go on and fix a little bit of things to eat for the family. She's just going to fix a loaf of bread here, so she is getting that started. That way the family will have some things on hand to eat. And she's like, you know what, it's been a while since we have had a loaf of bread in the house, so she's just going ahead and fixing that. And that bread looks absolutely lovely, Gemma. Way to go. So once she has done that, she's just going to spend a little bit of time here talking with the children and spending some time with them. She's talking to them about the house being a mess, and thanks so much for them cleaning up after themselves, because when things get out of hand, they know that their father doesn't like it. So she's just thanking them for trying to keep the house tidy, and she's going to go ahead here and clean up as well a little bit. When she's done doing all of that, She is going to need to go ahead and make a cake for the girls because it is their birthday today. So we will have her go ahead and do that. So I am just going to go ahead and queue up for her to go ahead and make a macaroni and cheese dish. That way there is some food on hand for the family so that they can put some food in their stomachs when they're hungry here. In the meantime, everyone's just going to deal with their needs, and they can also do their chores for the day and things like that. The house, as we know, doesn't run on its own, so they will need to go ahead and check on the harvesting and check on the chickens. If there's any laundry that needs to be done, they will be doing that, and obviously cleaning up around the house. And as you can see here, they are just having a little bit of conversation as she tends to the cooking for the day. So she's like, I can't do all of this cooking by myself with you guys underfoot. You're going to have to get out of the way here. And Liam's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and just clean up. I think that everything's just a mess. And she's like, well, I can't cook the macaroni while you're doing that. And he's like, I'll finish the macaroni. You prep the cake. And she's like, okay, I appreciate that. So Liam's just going to finish making that macaroni and cheese. She's prepping the cake for the girls, and they are working together as a team. I don't know why she just left that macaroni unattended like that, but probably because he came in and saw the stove was a mess and was like, well, you can't cook macaroni and cheese on a nasty stove. And she was like, well, it was cooking just fine, but I mean, that works out just okay. And she's like, you're still cooking this macaroni and cheese. It's time for the cake to go into the oven. So as you can see, Norma here is going ahead and setting the table for supper, which we absolutely love. I mean, it is only 5:30 in the morning, but they're going ahead and they're having another meal here. He's called them all to come eat. I guess they are going to go ahead and have another meal. They have just finished. Some of them did have a meal when they were hungry around 12, which was midnight. So they probably are getting a little bit hungry again, I would think anyway. So if they are hungry, they can go ahead and come have a little bit of a meal here. That being said, if they're not hungry, they won't grab themselves a plate. But she is finally getting this cake in the oven. Okay, so everybody is feeling a little bit hungry. So everyone's going to come and just sit down and have a meal. We will let the girls blow their candles out now that, it is time. Like I said, she's gone ahead and made this cake, so we might as well take advantage of that. She's just going to go ahead and add some birthday candles, and we will let the girls come in and do their aging up and go ahead and give them their makeovers. And Liam is like, can you believe that we're about to have a house full of teenagers? And she's like, I can believe that, Liam. I mean, if you think about it, it's been a long time coming. Our kids are all growing up. And he's like, I can't believe we're about to have another baby. We were just about done. And she's like, I know. What were we thinking? And he's like, we were thinking that you wanted another baby. And she's like, I know. I just couldn't help myself. So Lindsay's going to come on into the house, and she is going to blow out her candles. She's like, excuse me, Pop. And so she is going to blow out her candles. We're going to see Lindsay age up into a teen. I can't wait to see what she's going to look like after her makeover. As we know, this is our heir for Generation 3, and she is aging up. So we're going to go ahead and randomize, and she is going to get active. These Sims tend to be energized. She got animal enthusiast. She's obsessed with animals and will seek their company often, which we are going to love. And she got romantic. These Sims tend to be flirty and become sad if they don't have romantic social interactions. I think I am actually going to give her the love aspiration of soulmate. And then I am going to go ahead and put some more candles on this cake, and we will go ahead and have Norma come on in here, and she can blow out her candles, and we will age Norma up. And then once we age Norma up, we will go ahead and hop into Cass, and we will be able to give both of our girls their teen makeovers and see what they look like as teenagers. This is a very exciting time for us because not only will we get to see what they look like as teenagers, but we will be seeing our heir for Gen 3 for the very first time as a teenager. And as we know, what they look like as a teen is predominantly what they are going to look like. Happy birthday, Norma. And she is aging up as well. And we will randomize her traits. And she got Moonchild and Coffee Lover. I am actually going to go ahead and give her the Foodie trait. And she is going to get the Master Mixologist aspiration. And let's go ahead and hop into Cass here. As you can see, she's just up here playing her banjo, but let's jump in and give our girls their makeover. This is Lindsey, our heir, and this is what she has turned out to look like. I think she is an absolute stunner. She is our heir and what we are going to be moving on with for our Gen 3 in this legacy. So as soon as she ages up to a young adult, we will be switching over the reins to Lindsey here. These are her outfits, and I am super excited to move forward with her story, but let's go ahead and take a look at her twin sister, Norma. As we know, these girls are identical twins. I did give them a little bit different of a hairstyle, and I did dress them differently now that they do age up to teens, I mean. They are going to have their own identities, and so I did dress them a little bit differently. So even though they are identical twins, I did try to make them look a little bit different as far as their style goes and their hair and things like that. But these girls are absolutely stunning. So let's jump back into the game and see what they look like in live mode. So I am super thrilled that now we have ourselves 4 teenagers in this family. Everyone is growing up super fast. Edmund is our last child in the family, and he will be a teenager before we know it. And as we know, we are on the home stretch here of our 3rd trimester. It does look like Black Hen is wanting to run away. So we're going to have to get ourselves outside and have someone come out and take care of this coop here, because someone has been neglecting those poor chickens, and now our chickens are wanting to run away. I was really trying to keep them on top of that. So Gemma is going to come out and she's going to take care of these chickens so that they don't try to run away from home. So that's perfect. She's just going to clean up the coop, and she will make sure everything is good and they're fed and that the chickens don't want to run away. She'll get the eggs out of here and all of that. So that's perfect. And of course, you know, if the chickens are happy, they obviously won't run away. If they're fed and their coop is clean, hopefully they will remain with us for quite some time, providing us with eggs for the family. And I think Gemma would be happy about that, because she does really like this simple living here. It's really grown on her more than I thought it would. It really has. So we are now just waiting for her to go into labor. It shouldn't be much longer. She is just going to get a little bit of gardening done here. We know that she really enjoys that. Hopefully she won't get attacked by these bees. But yeah, we are now just waiting. And guys, she actually just went into labor. So that's it. It's happening. We are now in labor. She is just going to go ahead and go on in here and go to the washroom. And then we are going to go ahead and head her over to the hospital so that she can have her baby. So let's join her with Liam at the hospital. I don't even know if she's going to make it to the washroom before it's time for us to go to the hospital. If not, she can go to the washroom at the hospital. And we have arrived at the hospital, and it is time for us to give birth to this baby. Her water has broken on the ground, and she's really upset about it. She's like, oh my gosh, I've made a huge mess. This is so embarrassing. I am so uncomfortable. I'm in so much pain. I have got to get in here and get someone to check me. So she is going to just talk to the doctor here, and she's just going to tell him, like, I need someone to please check me. I am in labor. I've shown up here because I am in active labor, and she is going to have someone check her right away. So she's like, can someone please help me? And this doctor's like, yes, absolutely, ma'am. Just please go ahead and go in and have us, a lay down. It does look like Merida has had her baby as well, and she had herself a little boy. We just got a notification about that, so that is super exciting. We've got another little boy in the family. So Gemma is just going to lay down here and wait for the doctor, and she is in serious pain, and she's like, I'm still waiting on someone to check me. I just need to know how far along I am dilated. This pregnancy is, really taking its toll on me. This labor is really starting to come on strong. My contractions are really strong now. Can you please come check me? And the doctor's like, yes, absolutely. Let's go ahead and go take a look. So she's going to go back in here to her bed, and the doctor's going to come with her, and we are just going to check her and see how far dilated she is and see how much progress this labor is making here. So the doctor's like, can you go ahead, ma'am, and just go on and lay back? We're just going to go ahead and check you now. And so Gemma's just going to lay back here, and he's going to check her to see how dilated we are. And the doctor's like, oh my goodness, well, ma'am, you are actually already dilated to 6 centimeters. And she's like, oh my gosh, really? Is there any way, sir, that, I can go ahead and get my epidural, because I would really like to go ahead and do that. I'm in quite a bit of pain, and if you could go ahead and just give me the epidural now while you're in the room with me, I would really appreciate that. And he's like, absolutely, we can do that, yes. So the doctor is going to go ahead and administer her an epidural, and he's like, can you go ahead, ma'am, and just turn around? We're going to go ahead and administer this, and you're going to feel a little pinch here, and then you should feel no more pain after that, or at least less pain than you did. And so we have now received our epidural, and as you can see, she does have some pain relief, which is perfect. And now she's just going to try to rest a little bit, and that is perfect. So she is getting a little bit of sleep now that she has a little bit of pain relief, and we love to see that. Gemma has now, after a little bit of rest and a little bit of time here, she is gone and asked the doctor if she can once again be checked to see how far along she is, because she's like, there's been quite a bit of time that's gone by, doctor, and I just feel like I'm feeling like I need to push. And the doctor's like, really? Okay, let's check you. And the doctor's checking her, and he's like, oh my goodness, yes, honey, you're fully dilated. Let's go ahead and get you in here so that we can give birth to this baby. So she is going to go ahead and go in here, and we are going to have this baby, guys. It is time for us to give birth to the baby. As you know, Liam is Liam, and he is going to go ahead and come on in here, but knowing Liam, he is probably not going to stay. He hasn't stayed for any of the births of the children. He is just like kind of queasy in the stomach, and he doesn't really stick around for that. And he's like, okay, so it's time. We're having this baby. All right. Honey, I'm not feeling well. I don't think I can remain in here for this. You're a good trooper, and I know you can do this. Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna pass out. So he's off. Gemma here is just pushing her little heart out, and we are so close to having ourselves this little baby. What's it gonna be, Gemma? You've got this. And it's a girl, guys. Gemma just gave birth to a baby girl. And let's spin the wheel so we can find out what it is we're going to name her. And this baby's name is going to be Evangeline. Okay, Evangeline. Let's hop back over into the game so that we can give this baby her name. So this baby's name is Evangeline O'Hara. And guys, we now have Evangeline added to our family, and I am actually going to probably go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when a new episode goes live on the channel. Let me know what you think of our makeovers and of the new little addition to our family. And until next time, I'm gonna fly for now. Bye, Ravens.